Welcome to Module 2. In this module, we'll begin with an overview of networking standards and the organizations responsible for maintaining these standards. We'll also review the OSI model and TCP/IP protocols and how data is encapsulated and decapsulated in each model. Now let's get started. Click Next to continue. Computer networking standards are a set of guidelines or protocols that ensure compatibility, interoperability, and seamless communication between different devices and networks. Open standards are important to manufacturers when producing networking products to ensure that their products can communicate with different devices that are using networks regardless of what model or brand it is. These standards are developed and maintained by various organizations, such as the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the Electronic Industries Alliance, the Internet Engineering Task Force, and the Telecommunications Industry Association. Click each to learn more. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers is a professional association dedicated to advancing technological innovation and excellence for the benefit of humanity. It is known for its development of electrical and electronic standards, including networking standards like the IEEE 802 series for local area networks and metropolitan area networks. Select the next option. The Electronic Industries Alliance, or EIA, was a trade organization for electronic manufacturers in the United States that set standards for electrical components, consumer electronics, and other products. It has now been disbanded, but its legacy continues through other organizations that have taken over the standards it developed. Select the next option. The Internet Engineering Task Force, or IETF, is an open international community of network designers, operators, vendors, and researchers concerned with the evolution of Internet architecture and the smooth operation of the Internet. It is responsible for developing and promoting voluntary Internet standards, particularly the standards that comprise the Internet Protocol Suite, TCP/IP. Select the next option. The Telecommunications Industry Association, or TIA, is a trade association representing the global information and communications technology, or ICT, industry through standards development, advocacy, trade shows, business opportunities, market intelligence, and worldwide environmental regulatory analysis. It develops standards for telecommunication products and services. Click Next to continue. While network standards are agreed upon specifications that ensure compatibility and interoperability among different devices, vendors, and applications on a network, network protocols, on the other hand, are sets of rules and formats that define how data is exchanged between devices on a network. They specify how to initiate, maintain, and terminate a connection, how to encode and decode data, how to handle errors and congestion, and how to ensure security and reliability. The two protocols we'll focus on in this course are the OSI and TCP/IP protocols. Click Next to continue. Initially, computer manufacturers created networking models to support their products. This limited the products to only communicate between devices that were developed by the same manufacturer. For example, a computer manufactured by IBM was limited in only being able to communicate with other computers manufactured by IBM. The results of this were bad for both the manufacturers and consumers. This forced the manufacturers to produce all essential networking devices and also forced consumers to buy all devices from the same manufacturers. The OSI model was created to standardize data networking protocols to allow communication between all networking devices anywhere, and create common ground for software developers and hardware manufacturers to produce networking products that can communicate with each other over the network. The OSI model defines a hierarchical architecture that logically partitions the functions required to support system-to-system communication. This layered approach is divided into 7 layers. Each layer in the OSI model provides services to the layer above it and receives services from the layer below it. Data moves down the layers before being transmitted over the network, and it moves up the layers when it's received. At each stage, the corresponding protocol at each layer encapsulates the data from the above layer, adding necessary headers which are removed when the data is received and moved up the layers. Click Next to continue.